Hey, my gorgeous Pisces. I hope this is finding you well. Yeah, I know these are a few days late. I've had some like kind of family issues going on. There's always something in there. There's always something. But Pisces is my south node, so Virgo is my north node. So I feel like I've got some karmic shifts that are moving on. So I'm just going with it. So before I start, I want you to check your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus signs. If you don't know how to do that, it is very easy. If you just Google your natal chart, it's the first one down. I think it's Astrosofa. Put your details in. It'll tell you your sun, your moon, your rising, which is also known as your ascendant, and your Venus. Especially like in love. I don't do just love readings. I may add them on as I go along. But I do touch on it if it comes out. I know one of my readings the other day ended up being a love reading. But yeah, so always check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. They're all important. You are not just your sun. You're not just your sun sign. So yeah, that's the jargon. And I'm also on a bit of a beg as well. So as most of you know, I am a reader full time, Reiki and readings. But in order for me to be on YouTube more for yourselves, I need to get the traffic over to YouTube so I can spend more time on here for yourselves. So I really do need the likes, the comments, the subscribers. So this is coming from me. I love you a lot. Please support me. If you don't like me, that's absolutely fine. But if you do like me, please just support me. It's just a thumb. It's just click on the thumb. So I have got a bit of a cough as well. So I will apologise. So I'm jumping straight in with the You've Got This card. So I want a motivational quote for the week for my Pisces. So for my, oh, that was quick. So we've got, to lead the orchestra, you must turn your back on the crowd. To lead the orchestra, you must turn your back on the crowd. To me, that's more like your orchestra, you know, it's your band, it's your music, it's you're creating magic, and so you've got to turn your back on the crowd. People have got to see the magic in you, and you know, rather than, I kind of want to say like stepping out of the people pleasing, stepping out of that, the standing there and you know like taking on board the energy. It's about focusing on where you want to go and the magic and the music that you want to create in life. And we've got to turn our back on the crowd. And if they decide that they like what we're doing, then all the better, you know. But if they don't, we can't absorb their energy because we're not actually facing it. So some of my Pisces, it's almost like you are needing to lead your own life, and sometimes that means turning your back on the crowd, you know, not following, doing what you do. I feel like you're creating magic. So I'm using the Yin Yang Tarot deck for the Celtic in this reading, and it's from the Lilith Designs, and we all know I do have a love for Lilith, and they are very blunt. They're a bit like me. I swear these cards were made just for me, but we'll see. So Pisces, where is the lack and the doubt coming from? You know, it's almost like you're bracing yourself for a storm, but the storm isn't even near you yet. The storm's there in the background. He's already got his hood up, but nothing's hitting him just yet. So some of my Pisces are going through like this feeling of lack and doubt. Is it the doubt and the sense of lack as in, if I turn my back on what I'm used to, if I turn my back and I focus on that, what are they going to think? You know, what's society going to think? What's work going to think? You know, some of my Pisces maybe venture, when I said work, you may be wanting to venture off to places new. And sometimes that means having to turn your back on things in order to create your own magic. I want to say, like, kind of reserve your own magic, reserve your energy. What's crossing that energy is external parties. It's other people. I don't like this card. Look at the faces. It just reminds me of the Kardashians, and I'm so not like into these influencer type energies. But because I feel like it's scary because they have so much of an influence over people, especially young people. But the crossing energy is the lack and the doubt that the external energies are putting upon you. You know, the naysayers, the people that feel like you can't do it. And I want to remind you, when people say that's impossible, that's it, they're reading that situation from their stance. They couldn't do it, or it's impossible to them. That doesn't mean it's impossible to you. So why is this coming around now? Because It's a week of focusing on your self-worth, Parsees, and putting out your expectations. What do you expect in life? What are your expectations on yourself? Because I feel like you need to stop living up to other people's expectations. You know, some of my passes could have even been hurt with external parties, and I mean like freeway situations, you know, cheating, that type of thing, or feeling betrayed or backstabbed from an external party. Yeah, the rose-tinted glasses are off. You're actually reading the situation for what it is. You know, any confusion or illusion, it's like you're seeing it, but now it's like, how do I deal with it? I'm waiting on a storm. I feel like you're in control of that storm, though. You know, it's how you deal with it, because you don't have to take on board what anyone else says about it. If you know the truth and you feel it in your heart, stand by that. That doesn't mean fight and, you know, create drama. It's just about standing your ground and saying, this isn't for me. I don't deserve this, or this isn't for me. I'm moving forward from that. So you're coming out of a place of confusion and illusion. It's almost like you've been questioning your own sanity, and I feel like it's due to other people. This week, we've got apologies and we've also got forgiveness, but I am going to say I feel like you need to apologise to yourself, Parsees, from all this. I feel like you need to look in the mirror and apologise to yourself, and also forgive yourself for giving your energy and your magic to the wrong people, to the wrong situations, and taking that power back. Yes, there may be apologies coming back from the past, but then I always say use your discernment, because some people, like narcissists, etc., they need the feed. And if they've no one else to feed on, they're going to come back. They're going to love bomb. They're going to, even old friendships. I've had friends like that where they've come back. I'm so sorry for our treat you. A couple of weeks later, they're doing the same thing. You know, it just gets boring. You're tearing up the contract until debt tear us apart. Some of my passes could even be going through relationship breakups, divorces, but it could be divorces in the sense of family, any type of contract. We've got contracts, career, commitments, anything that's hit a brick wall this week, it's like it's done. I'm turning my back on it. I'm off to create my own magic. You know, I feel like you're in that sense of you're realising how other people have affected your life, how other people have beliefs have affected your life, how you've been told to feel, or how you've been told you should feel or you should do things, and, you know, that type of thing. You are your own person. You are your own person, Parsees. Your power is to remember who the hell you are. You're going through an awakening. And in your awakening, you realise you are you. You are everything. You are everything. The lack and doubts that other people put on you, if you're owning them and you're giving that lack and that doubt a home, it becomes you. So you're remembering who you are. And the rose-tinted glasses are off. That you're seeing it third eye visually. You know, it's not with the peepers. You're seeing it for what it is, and you're starting to remember who you are in this world. You're starting to remember that you can put a mark on this world, even though you may feel like people have not had faith in you. I feel it's more like they've not had faith in themselves, and the thought of you getting better or doing better and being successful, that kind of impedes on their dreams, not yours. Yeah, I feel like you've been influenced by other people's thoughts. Yeah, this situation, you've been avoiding it for a while. There's a stalemate, and I feel like it's come to that blowing point where it's got to be sorted. It's got to be dealt with. You can't avoid it anymore because it's really starting to affect you. You are constantly ready for the drama. You're constantly ready for the storm to brew. That he doesn't even know if that storm's going to hit. It's in the background, and storms do have a thing of like kind of veering off course. Do not spend your life ready waiting for the next storm, the next drama. Something that you've been avoiding doing needs to be sorted this week. Grab your magic. Spirit's hopes and fears for you. We've got the shadow side. It's about doing the shadow work. It is the dark night of the soul, you know. And so the dark night of the soul is a roller coaster. It's a spiritual period of desolation that is needed. It's necessary. Because when I went through I had a nervous breakdown in 2022. I did a hell of a lot of shadow work, and I had to look at myself. And all my life, up until the age of, so how old were I in 2022? So I was 43. And it was like an epiphany moment. My whole life was shaped by other people. It was not me. It was just people pleasing, and what will they think, and what will they... And now it's like, to hell with that. I had to go through that in order to come out the other side. And I feel like Parsees, you may have already been going through that. I feel like that's where the apology is needed for yourself. You know, I'm sorry I stayed in that situation longer than I should have. My expectations now, I'm looking at my self-worth. I know my self-worth. I'm worthy of success. I'm worthy of being happy. I'm not being held back by other people. Yeah, because you are healing the past. We've got mirror work. That's probably why I wanted to put you in front of a mirror. Mirror work, standing in front of a mirror, looking at your flaws. I know at one point, like, I am dieting. My belly is just absolutely disgusting, but it's mine. And I birthed 4 children, and I had to stand naked in front of a mirror, and it took me weeks. Every day, I used to close my eyes. I didn't want to look. I'd be like, and I had to look at all my flaws. But then after the flaws, I started to see there's certain things that I did like about myself. And that is the shadow work, because I was definitely going through a form of body dysmorphia at the time. But this is healing the inner child. And my body dysmorphia does come from when I was a child, with certain forms of abuse and stuff like that. It was always physical and, my body, sexually, that type of thing. But it's about healing your inner child. And I'm not saying it's things like that, but it is trauma. It's things that have been put on you. It's certain beliefs that have been put on you and things like that. You are turning into you. It is time to turn your back on that and show the world who you truly are. And this week is so important in that, in putting out what you expect for your life, how you expect to be treated, how you expect for your life to look and feel. This is about you taking your power back from the people that have taken away the power. So I'm sending you lots and lots and lots of love. Okay, bye.